Australian captain Pat Cummins here to speak to you guys ahead of the first test match here in Darwin for 22 years, starting tomorrow today. Pat Cummins.
Pat, have you got an 11 for us?
I do. Out our squad, Josh Inglis and Scotty Boland miss out. So Weatherwood, Head, Marnus, Smith, Cam Green, Kerry, Webster, myself, Stark, Hazelwood, Lyon, Hazelwood.
How tough a decision was that, Bree, Scotty and Josh?
They're both pretty class, aren't they? So, I think we were pretty certain we wanted Lino inside, so it's kind of working out what the makeup of the quicks were. So, went with Joshy. Obviously, no Scotty's class. It's always a pretty tight call. I think it's one of those ones where there's not much you can say to Scotty other than obviously there's a lot of cricket coming up, but he knows his worth and how good he is, and I'm sure he'll be out there at some point pretty soon.
No one knows much about the surface. What are you reading into what you've seen of it so far?
It looks really good. Just felt it there. It looks and feels hard. I think there was an A game out here last year, and it was pretty good batting wicket, but a bit of pace and bounce. So don't know much to expect, but it looks good. So.
You played any cricket up here in the Northern Territory?
I think I've played maybe one or two Aussie A games, and then we've done a few training camps. I think we did a practice camp here before Bangla 2017 or something. Mm-hmm. But nothing, no kind of official cricket. An Aussie A game maybe.
And was there any temptation to get Carey up to 5, or will that be a fluid middle order? How will that sort of play out this series?
I think Kez has won a few games for us at number 6. Like that combination of him and Webster at 6-7. Feels like Greeny's a good number 5, so kind of you can try and get funky, but we thought that's kind of how the team will function the best. It's a pretty good problem to have when someone like Kez, you feel like he could bat even higher than where he is.
Pat, you need to get Lyon back as well for this test after overcoming that injury. How's he feeling?
Yeah, it's great to have Nath back. I was even looking at some footage the other day of that Adelaide test, and I think that's the best he's bowled in years. So it was really bad timing, but he's been great. It's been pretty public how hard he's worked over the last 6 months or so. He's in there every day training, looking for this opportunity. So he looks in incredible shape. He's been bowling beautifully, and as a captain of the team, it's going to be awesome having him back out there.
He said he wants to play all the test matches, the next 21 test matches. He's mad keen to do it. Do you back him in to do that after the break, didn't say?
Surprising to say 21 years. He's keen to play them all. I think so. There's no reason why not. He's in as good a shape as I've seen him. It's obviously a pretty big workload, but he's done it similarly before, so he's given himself every chance.
But there's been so much talk about 20 tests in 12 months, and you're probably sick of hearing about it already. You haven't really played one, but is the group looking at it like that? Like, have you guys sat down and spoke about this 12 months as a whole, or do you break it down differently?
Not really as a playing group. I think so much of the last 6 months has been setting up the next 12 months. So whether that's the medical team and the coaches mapping out, that schedule. Obviously, a few of us missed the recent white ball series, even a shortened IPL, to make sure that we gave ourselves every chance to come into this first test as well placed as we can be. And we've done that. It's been a great few months. So it's all about playing. We don't look too far ahead. We as a group I think quite good at just being quite present and not thinking too far ahead and moving on from one game to the next. So for us at the moment, it's all Bangladesh in this series.
But the four bowlers that you, Nate, Mitch and Josh, like, you've been around for so long together, are you kind of amazed yourself that you're close to 10 years of playing together as a force?
I think I started in 2011, got back in the test side about 2017, and it's almost 10 years ago. It's crazy. It doesn't seem that long. It all happens really quickly. Feels very normal that we're all around. So, it's awesome. Even last year or so, been amazed from the sideline looking at Starkey go about his work. He's a couple of years older than me, but I know age gets spoken about a lot, but feels like it's all gone pretty quick, and doesn't feel like we're in worse shape than we ever have been. So hopefully, still a bit of time to come.
How do you get the best out of Cam over this period and these 2 test matches?
Yeah, it's a bit of break, so he's had a bit of time to think about his own game, and the good thing is he's played quite a lot now in his test career. He's had moments where it's worked, moments where it hasn't. So I think it's that journey of most cricketers, particularly batters, who it's a really tough job being the finished product when you're young. I think now the job for someone like Cam, who I think he's 27, is distilling the lessons from his career so far, and working out how he plays when he's at his best. I think it's no secret we like when he's nice and busy, and putting pressure back on the bowlers is really intimidating. Same when he's bowling, having that presence. He's quite an intimidating sight when he gets going. So just taking a lot of confidence and being out there and kind of asserting himself in the game.
Yeah, so it sounds like you do want him to impose himself maybe a little bit more, because he is a bit of a gentle giant, I suppose, in ways.
Yeah, I think everyone's, you meet all kinds of different personalities, even really gentle, but then when they get in the competition, they turn into different people. And for us, it's always, look at when you're at your best. You see him in some T20 games, he's banging the ball around. He's almost he's got too many skills. So it's like, just get out there, assert yourself, strip away. There's no pressure from us. Just go, you've got freedom. Go and play, kind of get out of your own way and just go and play.
Pat, your brother Tim has played up here in Darwin for just local cricket, and now you're playing an international game here in August. How valuable do you think it is that you can play cricket in Australia all year round with Darwin having cricket up here?
Oh, it's great. We're a big country, so it's great that we've got plenty of different seasons. There's different times of year. Tim, I think he did one season up here, absolutely loved it. Just brought his laptop up, worked from here, played cricket, went out in the national park during the week. He loved it, so it's great. We don't get to come up to this part of the world too often. A fair few of us brought our families, and I know it's been a really nice lead-in, a bit different to being in the same hotel, for the 10th year in a row.
How's Marnus been training, and are you confident he can recapture his best form from a few years ago?
Martin's been fantastic. Again, someone who's had a bit of a break from competition. Spent a lot of time working on different things, tinkering, but the last month or so up in Brisbane, we've had a lot of match simulation, and he looks as sharp as I've seen him in a long time. And with that, I think comes a lot of confidence. So he's looking great. We haven't played for a while. Doesn't mean you're going to score runs first game or first innings, but I think he's doing all the right things that if you zoom out, I think he's going to get back to his best.
What about yourself, Pat? You've obviously had a break yourself. Why do you feel mentally and physically ready for what's ahead of you in this 12 months, which will be a bit of a roller coaster for everybody?
Yeah, I think physically, it's having not bowled as many overs. Body feels great. The more overs are bowled, normally hamstrings or ankles or things like that start flaring up. But having a really managed, basically pre-season means you can get all the bowling and running and things that you can't really do in competition. Really well. So I feel physically as good as I have in years and years. And then mentally, I haven't really played, so I'm fresh. It's absolutely love it. So I've been itching to get on the plane up here, getting stuck in.
But how are you taking Bangladesh? Do you think it's going to be easy? Challenges?
Don't reckon I've ever played an easy test match, so I'm sure they'll be strong. A few of the guys we haven't really ever seen before, so that always brings a few unknowns going to the test match. But they've had some big wins over the last couple of years. Got some really strong talent, so we've got to be ready.
But what do you think, it will be a 3-day test or the 5-day test?
Who knows?
Bangladesh is playing in Australia after 23 years. Do you think it's a shame because Bangladesh is not playing in SENA countries regularly?
Don't know. We've played them a few times. Obviously, nice to see events in Bangladesh, but not as often over here. I think just being able to play in Australia this time of year is awesome. I'd love to be able to do this more often. So, one of the beauties about Test cricket is you play against all different countries. It's a different challenge every time. Everyone plays a slightly different style of cricket. So, absolutely, I'd like to play.
How do you rate this Bangladesh team right
Not sure. Maybe ask me a couple of weeks and have a bit more to offer. But yeah, you know, they're one of those sides when you come against them in an ICC event, you're pretty nervous because they've got some big players.
You were first bowler saying Naidjana is not part of this series. Is it any message for him?
Not really, no.
A few boys need to work on their golf swings by the sound of things.
Yeah, I think, was it Trav and Bo put a couple into there, so that was funny. Marnus hit one over yesterday, which is hard to play the last 6 months, so a few jealous boys looking at his scorecard.
Pat just won about the last...
Sorry, Bazball's apparently dead and buried now. You got any insights into how you were able to kill it off and what the future of English cricket will look like now?
No, don't really care. So.
I was just going to ask one about the the fact that you've had that the last 12 months of having injury and doing a lot of work and whatever. Like, do you think that period, both the not bowling and the work you've done, do you think it could extend your Test career in the long run?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, you know, I missed a few Test matches, but it feels like I've had a proper 12-month block of basically just gym work and running and things that I don't think I ever would have had. So, you know, something like my hamstrings, I've probably managed the last 5 or 6 years. I'm sure they'll flare up again, but they feel 100% right now, which, yeah, you know, I only have to look at someone like Starkey in the change room to see that he can keep going for, well, you know, late into his 30s. So, I think this block set me up pretty well.
Yeah, Jack Weather spoke about his position being under pressure. Is there anyone in the team that's putting pressure on him?
I think it's just the nature of playing Test cricket. Yeah, if you're not scoring runs or taking wickets, there's going to be someone in the domestic setup jumping in. So, Josh Inglis misses out on this Test. There's a few other guys in Brisbane, and the Aussie A even up here last week. There's always guys putting pressure on the team.
Yeah, should the CA, in the spirit of commitment to their reconciliation action plan, commit to regular Test matches in the top end?
I don't know. As I said, we love playing up here, so the more cricket we can get up here, the better. It's obviously a pretty tight schedule, so trying to make it all work is a pretty tough one.
And will Scott Boland play ahead of Josh, given his top end cricket experience?
Josh is playing this Test.
One more, or are we done? We good?
On Jake, is this a happy moment that he gets to play in front of his home crowd?
Yeah, for sure. All of us playing a Test match, but for Jake growing up, I think he was here for a dozen or 15 years, something growing up. Yeah, place really special to him. So yeah, he's had a big week. He's been out fishing. He's the man of the moment at the moment. So he's excited.
Thanks everyone.